Good evening to everyone in the Successful Salon Team Training Room, to those of you over on YouTube, over on Facebook, and for those of you listening later on to the podcast once I've released this session over there. I have a really great session today to kind of chat around the stress of what's going on for salon owners at the moment, because I know it is a particularly stressful time. And joining me back is Alice Law. Welcome back to the Successful Salon Team Training Room, Alice.
Thank you for having me back again.
How are you?
I'm good. Happy to be here. Hopefully create some calm.
We're glad to have you. I love speaking to you, Alice. And for those of you that haven't yet heard her session, I interviewed Alice on Monday. So if you haven't heard that, go back and have a look. And welcome to all the newbies that joined our groups this week. Welcome to the Successful Salon Team Training Room. It's a channel that's all about finding people that are doing things super successfully and getting them to share the pearls of wisdom and their knowledge with you guys. So if you're there, which I can see some of you are, drop me a little hello, put me a little wave in the comments, and comment as we go. And for those of you that are watching this later on the replay or over on the website in the education centre, then also drop a comment, because we're always watching those and we will always comment back. So I know that at the moment, salon owners are going through a very stressful time. And it's not just us, it's our team as well. Hi there, Claire. And I would like to kind of just chat with Alice. She did a great session with us the other week on Monday about keeping calm and how to kind of keep that level of calm, not only in the salon, but when we go home. But you know, I know you guys, if you're anything like me, you are running around, you're doing your marketing, you're doing your wages, you're doing your stock, you're doing team training. Some of you will be cutting hair. Others will be doing Facebook posts and Instagram posts and stories left, right and centre, and then dealing with the team and the change in the government guidelines and the laws and all the rest of it as well. So it's quite a lot to take in. And even just saying that, did you notice how the energy in my body got really loud and fast as it was all coming out? Because I'm living what I'm talking about as I'm saying it to you. It's quite, I just noticed that actually in myself. So today, I just would love to ask you a few questions, Alice. And then I know that you've got an amazing session for us. And then they'll be open for questions at the end. Or if any of you have got any whilst we're going through this, then please just drop them in the comments. So first of all, how do we manage the stress levels whilst we are running around as salon owners doing 20 million jobs all at once?
Yeah, it's well, first of all, I always say, so the peace is in the pause and the power is in the pause. So although we have a million things to run around and do all day, as you know, entrepreneurs and salon owners and everything, we have to also take 2 minutes in between all these little things. So don't let it become one continuous line. It's so easy to go from one task to the next without even taking that 2 minute, 5 minute pause. And although we think we don't have time for all these things, 5 minutes is how long it takes us to go to the bathroom. So what I'd say is make sure between every single different task you do, every single different client you see, every single different, you know, marketing to whatever, the wages, everything you're different doing, just make sure you take that pause for 5 minutes. And so you can do that by literally checking in with yourself, realizing, okay, this is transition from the next thing. What am I going to do in those 5 minutes? Walk outside for 5 minutes, take that deep breath and just drop your shoulders, unclench your jaw, because we hold so much tension in our jaws. It's actually, you'll find you'll be going around like this or going around like this, or so much tension. So yeah, just taking that pause and just being really aware that you need that pause. You know, I always say for our minds, what we think we don't have time for is exactly the things we need to make time for. So the power is in the pause. So put those 5 minute pauses in 5 times a day in between everything you're doing at the moment. And that in itself, although it doesn't sound a lot, believe me, it has a huge effect on your system to tell you that it's not under threat, which is what the stress response is. Trying to keep you under, not from, you know, being attacked, which you're telling it you are.
It's almost like, as you're talking there, I'm kind of thinking, do you know what? It's actually just like, for me, going from one job to the other, I will remember to do that because I just thought it's about taking your hat off, isn't it? And putting the next hat on. It's like, okay, right now I'm Jennifer Louise, marketer. And now I'm going to take that hat off and I'm going to go out and do some team training. So I'm going to be a team trainer and a salon leader. And yeah, it is almost like putting those Wazle Gummidge heads on.
Yeah.
Every time we're doing a different task and just stopping. And stylists out there you can do this really easily. I know, okay, I know at the minute, Jesus Christ, your jobs are so hard. Trying to work with a mask and a visor on when you can't even see through the visor properly, and like trying to distinguish what color is actually on a client's head right now with that thing across your face. Like you're having to lift it up just to have a look and make sure that the color's correct, because the light bouncing off those things is distorting. It's really, really hard, really difficult. And I get that. And then once the guest is gone, you're sanitizing everything down. But maybe if you build it into that sanitization time, you know, you're wiping those chairs off like perfectly, you're sanitizing the stations, and almost like if you're saying some affirmations in your head whilst you're doing that particular part, will reset you ready for the next guest and get you fresh, ready, full of energy again, rather than I'm really knackered and really, really tired. So as salon owners, how can we help our teams to manage the stress at work?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about, first of all, acknowledging the fact that it is stressful right now. You know, there's no point pretending to people that it's the same as it was, because it's not. No, part of managing this sort of stress, because it's our ability to adapt to change and uncertainty that we've never known, and this new reality that we're having to currently be in, and we're not sure for how long. Like, how long are you going to have to wear those visors whilst you give someone a blow dry? So just first of all, like, kindness is the real antidote to stress, and that's kindness to ourselves as well as kindness to others. So although it sounds like such a simple thing, kindness actually changes the physiology in your body to the exact opposite to what stress does. So if you're, as a salon owner, are being super kind to anyone who is coming to you stressed that day, even though you're feeling stressed yourself, your kindness going out will also help you de-stress. It's a sort of two-way street. And then just being really kind to yourself as a salon owner, just being really compassionate, switching that dialogue in your head, because what we say, what we practice gets stronger. So if you're walking around practicing judgment and worry and stress in your mind all day, that's getting stronger. So just become really mindful as to what conversations you're having with yourself at the moment, because we're always having one all the time. It's a conversation from the start to finish of our life, and it's the most important conversation you'll have, especially in times of great stress like this. We need to really understand what we're actually saying to ourselves, and if it is continually things that are fueling our stress and worry, which at the moment it's so easy to get into a negative head spiral because there's so much going on. So it's actually just, putting in a little reminder in your phone, on a labeled alarm, or just checking in with yourself in the morning and lunchtime in the evening to just think, okay, how am I talking to myself today? And how am I talking to myself is going to actually impact how I'm talking to others, because it'll come out in your energy and in your just general, ability to deal with stress yourself that day.
Yeah, we've in my salon, we've had our very first quiet week. I mean, it's not quiet, like dead quiet, but it's our quietest week that we've had since coming out. It's just been absolutely manic. So this week for me was all about sending guys home. Like, don't be at work today. We can cover, you have the day off, you go rest and recoup. Our manager, we could see she was really tired yesterday, and it was just like, do you know what? Take the next 2 days for yourself. Don't be here. Go and rest up and recoup and sleep. I even said to her, don't go in something, you've got the day off, just go to sleep. And she was like, thank you so much. I think allowing guys, if you can cover them and you're not busy, I mean, next week it's back up again. So, nobody's going to have that opportunity next week, but this week, go and rest. Like, we can handle it here. And hopefully I've booked like my Sunday and my Monday are now completely free. I'm going to chill. Like, I'm listening to myself for a change, which I'm really proud of. Massive pat on the back for me.
Well done, Ben.
Yeah. I mean, for those of you that know me, know I'm 100 mile an hour 100% of the time. It's like all or nothing with me until I crash and burn, and then I go, oh, okay, maybe it's a little bit too much, and then I have a few days sleep, and then I'm back up to 100% again. But I'm really listening, like especially our interview last week, or Monday, Alice. I always feel like it's a week ago. Like,
no, I thought it was a week ago. Honestly, I don't feel like I spoke to you on Monday.
Oh, it was Monday. When we were speaking about affirmations, I've gone and rewritten all my affirmations. I've gone and got myself a beautiful journal that sits on the side of my bed, and they are there, and I'm reading them every night before I go to bed, so I'm feeding my mind with positive thoughts. In the morning, I've changed my alarm. Oh my God, I'm going to play this for you. You are going to absolutely crack up. It makes me smile every single morning when I wake up now. It's so funny. Are you ready for this? Okay,
yeah.
Where are we? You're gonna laugh so much. No.
This is your alarm. Let's take a moment to stretch before day.
I love it.
Now breathe in and
Honestly,
you feel calmer when you wake up with it. So I was saying, like, calm to wake you up instead of that first one was actually a really good example of what everyone has. And that is so stressful. People don't realize you're putting yourself in stress before you've even woken up.
And I actually wake up with a huge smile on my face now, which is really funny.
You're like, morning for my alarm.
And I'm actually, I've struggled my whole life to get out of bed, and this may just be a little fad because I've got an amazing new alarm. But I'm actually like, okay, now I'm awake and I feel refreshed, and I'm going out and I'm making sure that my curtains are closed. I've got darkness. I'm making sure that I am listening to meditation every single night without fail. And I've got a whole new bedtime routine that I've put into place. And I do feel so much better for it. So thank you for that. In terms of the salon, we try so hard to create a really, really calm environment here. There are plants and greenery everywhere. We have crystals in the salon. I have incense every single day burning at some point. And even one of the girls that absolutely couldn't bear the smell is now wafting incense around the salon. It's quite funny because we really do like to create that sanctuary of calm where people can come and just chill, and for the team as well. And candles, Alexa, oh, she didn't. I was waiting for her to kick off there.
I was like, oh, she's coming on.
That plays the music, who should nameless, plays a really lovely acoustic, what do we say? Acoustic covers. And she plays that all day, and everybody comments on how amazing the music is in here. And we do really create that calm. But what are some other things that we could potentially be doing inside of our salons just to really notch that up a bit so that our team are chilled as much as possible whilst at work?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I'll say is it's one thing you can do for yourself before you walk through the door, and one thing you can do within the salon itself to add to that incense and crystal vibe. So actually cleansing the energy every evening, because I'm actually going to talk about how you can cleanse your energy later, but cleansing the energy of the room, so the salon itself, because you have people coming in all day and they might be having a bad day, whether you want them to or not. So cleansing that energy. So you talked about the incense. You can get Palo Santo or sandalwood and simply light that and move to every single corner of the salon, and anti-clockwise. You put it in rotation anti-clockwise and just set the intention, like I intend to cleanse the energy in this room or to clear the energy in this room, so that it's then fresh for the next day. And then for yourself, when you walk into the salon, it's actually setting an intention for going in calmly. So before you walk through the door, like say in your mind, just taking that pause, pieces in the pause. So pause before you open the door and just repeating in your mind, like, I set the intention to have a really calm day. And if everyone comes in with that intention, the energy will really change.
Yeah, that's a I really noticed the energy. For any of you that have been on my journey, what's that? I've got to put the kids to bed. Stress. Yeah, kids going to bed is stress. I really love the whole energy. I'm quite new on my journey. I'm learning a lot at the moment. Suzanne Roynan, that came on whilst we were in lockdown, did a great session on decluttering and clearing out negative energy out of the home, which we then talked about bringing it into the salon. So what are your top tips? I mean, we can cleanse the energy. What else can we be doing in the salon to really vibe that up? I noticed when I had a guru down, okay, don't laugh at me. This was the beginning of my journey. And I was like, I didn't really believe so much in Feng Shui at this point in time. And he walked into my salon, and I will show you around the area. So he came in here, and he was like, this area is just really, the energy is not very nice. And it wasn't, and I've never, ever felt that in my life before. But I came into the salon with him, and he kind of did his thing. And then I was like, okay, what are you thinking? And he mentioned a few things. The team room, there's lots of not negative energy, but in your team room, people will sit and whinge and moan. And if you've got negative people in your team, they're dumping all that energy in their team room. And he was like, you really need to have lots of positive affirmations around in here. And he was saying about incense and cleansing the energy. But the really, really key thing for me was this area, because he came in and he was like, the area's dead. There's no energy in there at all. It's like, what's wrong with it? You might as well have tumbleweed. And that's my reception area. I was like, oh my God, my desk, this is on my desk, and my desk is facing into that area that I've just shown you all. And I'm thinking, okay, well, the till is in the dead area. This is not good news. And I said to him, okay, so what do I do? And he said the same, cleanse it, put crystals around. So we've got a beautiful salt lamp, we've got lots of plants, we've really opened up the area, we have candles and things around here. The last one of the guys smashed, and it was one of my favorites. I'm really upset by that. Yeah. But instantly when I did that and I changed the energy in reception, all of a sudden the take-ins started to go up, and it was literally like that. The door I now keep open. I mean, I'm not going to be able to do that in winter, but literally until the last day that we really can't stand it anymore, that front door is open. And even that, allowing the air from the sea and the energy to come in, the amount of new guests that come in this salon now, I mean, our new guest percentage is 34%. It's crazy. So I think all of that really helped to move my business and bring new clients in, and the takings going up, and it really made a difference. So have you got any little tips that we could put in the salon?
I mean, in terms of energy in a room, what you've said already is literally it, and what I do, because I mean, Feng Shui is its whole other mastery. I'm not going to claim to know enough about Feng Shui. I deal with people's energy for themselves. So it's really about decluttering your space and decluttering your own energy, grounding your energy and cleansing it, which is what I'm going to talk to you about today. But it's, just noticing, if you walk into a room and it's so cluttered, there isn't any room for energy to come into that room, whether you want it to or not. It's basically saying, sorry, no space. If you've got clean spaces and open spaces and tidy spaces, you're saying, yeah, there's a free flow here. But, putting things like crystals, like you say, in, if you put a crystal, a citrine crystal in, it's the top left-hand corner near the door, I'll send it to you. That means it bring abundance into that room. So you want to look at crystals that are bringing abundance in for things like, a business salon. So citrine is a really, really good, strong one for manifesting abundance within your space.
Okay. We've got rose quartz.
That's love, and that's great for the energy of itself if you want to have a loving environment of nice caring people. And yeah.
And when I mapped out the salon with him. We've looked at where our family corner is as well. And we've just had some new photos done because of the new team member. And to quickly answer your question, Claire, how many team members do I have? There are 6. So we've got 6 guys. We've had some new photos done, and that will go up on the family wall, like exactly where the family area is, to nurture that family within the team, because they are a great bunch of people. You know, the 2 new guys that have come in, honest to God, it feels like they have been here the whole time I've been open. Like they've just slotted in. Their energy is amazing. So we want to keep that and make sure that it stays as it is. So let's get on to your training, because I'm ready with my pen and my notes, as I'm sure all you guys at home are too. So I'll let you take stage. Have you got a screen that you want to share, or
no, not
you're in for it?
Yeah.
I'll shut up then.
No worries at all. No, I just wanted to talk to you guys a bit about energy today, because like we said, it's such an important factor in our lives. So whether you know it or not, we are, you know, all made up of energy. You know, science has proven that. We're just denser, more forms, you know, air, wood, water, us, everything is energy. So in the same way that you have to look after your physical body and your mental health, like we were talking about mind last week, you also have to look after your energy body. So we all have an energy body, and I'm going to talk to you briefly about the chakra system today, and then how you can cleanse and ground yourself every day as part of your self-care routine, because you will feel a difference in the lightness of your energy, because we also pick up other people's energy without realizing. It can come, you know, everyone's had that feeling, I'm sure, of, you know, when you walk into a room, or you've had a really tough day at work and someone was complaining at you the whole time, you feel drained and bogged down. It's because that person's energy has literally been projected onto you all the time. So I can also will say, teach you something to shield yourself from that as well. So to protect your own energy, because that's really important. You know, it's the same way as you go into a room and someone's got an incredible energy and you're like, oh my God, and you just feel it. You know, we all do. Just some notice it more than others, but it's about in tuning yourself to that, getting in tune with it, because it's a part of us, and the more in tune with it you are, then the happier you'll be. So looking at your chakra system, there are multiple chakras, but the main chakra system is 7 chakras, and they run. So a chakra in Sanskrit is an ancient word. Chakra in Sanskrit means wheel, and that's simply because we have energy wheels within our life force energy that literally spin within us. And so that the 7 chakras go from the top of
We've lost Alice. From the top of your head down to the base of your spine.
You got me? I'm back.
You're back?
Sorry. So yeah, from the top of your head all the way down to the base of your spine is where the chakras go, or from the bottom of your spine upwards. And so every single one actually keeps you balanced in its own way. And your chakras can become blocked, and they can become overactive or underactive. And it's really important to make sure that, you know, things like stress and anxiety can block your chakras, especially, your chest area. We hold a lot of anxiety there, our stomach areas. These are all places that can really they can have stagnant energy in them because we're holding on to it from stress and anxiety. So it's really important to just notice if you are feeling stressed, that you might also have to look after your energy and think, I might need to go and have an energy appointment, like Reiki healing or something, to just really get that flowing again, because that's what you want. You want that free flow of energy so that you can feel your best and be your most vibrant, so to speak, and healthiest as well. But the 7 chakras, so I'll just explain them quickly. So you have your root chakra. So that's the base of your spine. So that's literally your chakra that, you know, connects you with security, money. It's your chakra that grounds you. It's that foundational sort of stable chakra. It's your survival, if so to speak. And then we have the sacral chakra, which is here. So it's just above. And that is, the lower abdomen. And that's all about, you know, creativity, sexuality, pleasure, all those sort of, you know, emotional things like that. And then we also have our solar plexus, sorry, bobbing up and down now, which is there. And that is, again, it's about strength, and it's about, determination and power. So if you're not feeling like strong and you're feeling a bit disempowered, that can mean, that's out of whack. Or if you're feeling ungrounded and scattered and anxious, you'll need to ground yourself for your root chakra, which is what I'm going to teach you today, because that's a great one for grounding ourselves when we're feeling stressed and anxious. And then we obviously have the heart chakra, which speaks for itself. It's your love center. It's your center to give love and to receive love yourself and your compassion. And then we have our throat chakra. So that's all about being able to speak our truth. And it's communication, speaking your truth. And if your throat chakra is blocked, it's because you haven't actually been voicing the things you should be voicing to people. Or, we can be so caught up sometimes in thinking, oh, I shouldn't say that because, but it's really about empowering yourself to make sure that what you need to say is coming through, is making sure that chakra is healthy. And then you have your third eye, and this is all, this is like located, in the middle of your other eyes. And that's all about sort of, it's associated with meditation, that one as well, but it's about intuition and trust. And it's really sort of, it's lucidity, it's the intuition and trust. And the third eye is almost, when you visualize in a meditation, or you have a creative visualization, you're almost looking through that part of your head without realizing, because you're not actually looking through your eyes because your eyes are closed. So that's what your third eye is. And then your crown chakra, which is on top of your head, is your connection to, the divine, the spiritual world. It's, that spiritual connection. So those are the main sort of 7, and they run through us. And like I said, we need to cleanse our energy every day if we can. And the great thing is that we can cleanse it the same way, in the same place, not the same way, but in the same place you cleanse your body. So there's really no excuse not to do it. That's the beautiful thing about it. Exactly. So super cleanse, Jan. So cleanse and ground it. Ground your energy. It's particularly now, it's so important to ground our energy, because the world's energy is particularly ungrounded. And although we have our own personal energies, and we can pick up on people's energies that are near us, we also pick up on the collective energy. And if the whole world, which it is at the same time at the moment, unprecedentedly so, like we've never, had this since a world war, is feeling the same, energy, which is a lot of stress, a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, then it's so important to take the time to look after your own energy fields and, ground and cleanse that. So I'm going to talk about that quickly now and just tell you guys how to do it, because it's a really nice practice, and it also it's a form of stress management in itself, because it brings you a little sense of calm and pause, and you will feel lighter from it, which is always nice. So the first one is cleansing. So you can do this. So the sea, for example, I know no one's swimming right now, but the sea, maybe you are. The sea is a natural energy cleanser, for example, because of salt water. So if you have a bath at home, you want to get Epsom salts, something like that, and put them in your bath, and that will cleanse your energy. So you want to put Epsom salts in your bath, light a candle, set an intention before you get in the bath. Just set an intention for the bath to cleanse your energy, and then just sit and allow it to do so. So before you get in the bath, just say, I set the intention for this to cleanse my energy. Have the salts in there and just get in and allow it to be cleansed. And if you don't have a bath, the shower is also another great way. So you literally, when you're in the shower and you feel the shower head going on down you, you can also add to it with, salt scrub, because that's a really great way of just, doing the same thing, but not in the bath. But equally, the power of intention. So focus goes where energy flows, and that really is how energy works. It's the power of intention with it when we want to cleanse and direct it. So under the shower head, you want to just literally close your eyes, take a deep pause, deep breath, and just say, I set the intention for this water to cleanse my energy. And just visualize, imagine the water washing your energy down the drain, the bad energy, the negativity, the stress, anything you might have picked up that day that's around you. Just imagine that going down the drain and it just washing off you. So like I said, you can do it in the same way that you wash yourself. So at the same time, it's really not, it doesn't have to add to your day. It's just enhancing it. So that's how you cleanse, and it's honestly, you will feel lighter and better. I mean, a lot of people, they come back and they think, oh, I need to have a shower after work, so I just need to. It's actually subconsciously, it's like you're also cleansing your energy at the same time. So make it intentional. You know, put that extra bit into it so that it really does do the full job, as well as washing your bodies and being fresh and clean. But the next bit is grounding. So like I said, when we're stressed and anxious, your energy is very ungrounded because you are in worry and fear mode, and we're literally all over the place, frantic, and you want to bring your energy back in and ground it within yourself and to the energy of the earth. So to ground your energy, you can do it anywhere, anytime. It's super powerful if you are out in nature, because obviously that's when it's most grounding for ourselves, or walking barefoot, which I know we can't do in the winter, but you can still do it now. Get those last minutes in. But you can also ground yourself in your own home. You know, I could ground myself now, sitting down or standing up. And all it is so you can even do this as, you know, if you're doing hair, you can even do it literally as you're standing in between clients, or during it. You can do it in your own mind and just do it then and there. It's very simple. So you literally want to make sure your feet are planted firmly on the ground, and feel that like heaviness in your body. Like just become within your body, fully present, and just feel the weight either in your seat or in your feet. So just feeling that sort of grounding weight within yourself. And then you want to take a big deep breath in. And either, you know, close your eyes, or otherwise take a big deep breath in, and just visualize roots going from your feet or your seat down into the ground, as if you're like a tree. You know, that kind of visualization. Just imagine energy flowing down from you into the ground, and then just set an intention again in your head, and just say, I set the intention that I am grounded, or just repeat the affirmation, I am grounded. And just sit with that energy for 2 minutes. That's all it takes, or 5 minutes if you need longer, you know, 10 minutes. You can do it for as long as you like, but you can implement it for 2 minutes. It really doesn't take long. And just repeat that and just say, I am grounded, and just come into your body, visualize that energy going down into the earth and coming back up to you, and just feel that sense of sort of inward balance, you know, with your body and with what you're standing on, because that's how we ground our energy.
I've never felt that in my feet before. As you were saying it, I was doing it, and I'm like, oh my God, I've never felt my own weight inside my body before. That's phenomenal. Like,
Yeah.
Granted, because we're just moving around constantly, especially hairdressers. We are on our feet like from 9 till 8 every night.
Exactly.
To actually stand there and just take a minute to feel what it feels like to stand is really empowering.
No, that just come within, you know, the ground. It's what it is that energy. Like I said, that's part of your it's your root chakra, and grounding is about that security. It's about that, you know, stability. So you want to feel that, like you just said, you felt that, like, okay, yes, you know, bring yourself back to that.
And I'm in heels. So if I was in flats, that would have been even more powerful.
Exactly. Or barefoot, yeah, exactly.
I'm just going to read out some. We've got a couple of questions here. The first one is, hi Joan, I've got to put the kids to bed now, more stress. Is there any way of watching your fab stuff if it's not live? It is always on the Facebook groups and always on YouTube, so you can find it from there. Oh, the team members I've answered. So, right, how do you say that? Christine? Sistine? Crystal? What was the crystal?
Citrine.
Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be. So she's got this, I think it says she, it says Facebook user, so I don't know who you are, unfortunately, but I've got this crystal in my till. Does this work, or do I need to move it?
I would actually have it out of your till, because if it's in your till, you're sort of shutting it away as much as it makes sense, like having it in the till. You want to actually put it in the, so if your door, top left corner of your salon, in a corner, so top left from the door, the citrine.
And Claire said, your voice is so calming, Alice. I'm at football training with my son and nodding off whilst listening. I told you guys on Monday, she literally is like the calmest of calm. Like I do it. My eyes go really heavy when I'm talking to Alice because she just forces me to stop. That in my life is a really big thing. So I'm loving this chakra clearing and clearing all the energy so that we can be the best versions of ourselves every single day. Have you got more to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to actually clear your individual chakras, what you can do is simply say you wanted to clear anxiety that day or something, you're feeling anxious, you can simply, find somewhere comfortable to sit and, set an intention again. Say like, I set the intention to clear anxiety now, and just hover your hand. So this is the top one, obviously. So clearing is anti-clockwise. So always anti-clockwise for clearing. So whichever way is anti-clockwise. So I'm probably doing it the opposite to you because there's mirroring things. It's very confusing.
Right. So that's clockwise, but so if you go clockwise, it looks anti-clockwise on the screen.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going anti-clockwise. So you go, just hover sort of lightly away from the chakra. So say that's the one in my third eye, and that's my throat, and just move from the top down, and just say like, I now completely clear my anxiety, just in an anti-clockwise movement, and just go up and down. Not up and down, go down, twice, and just repeat that statement. I now completely clear my anxiety, just 3 times at each chakra. Amazing. And that actually helps move that energy. But anti-clockwise, otherwise you're installing it. So make sure you do anti-clockwise.
Definitely make sure. So I don't know what I was just doing there. So I might have just completely messed mine up.
No, not at all like that. But, you don't want to do a whole thing installing it the wrong way.
Yeah, I best go and reinstall in the shower. It the right way so that it's back to normal. I had a real bad. I suffer with ulcers quite a lot, and I had an energy healer just come chatting to me in the middle of Nancy Harrington course, and she said to me, I literally had ulcers that went right down the back of my throat, and all my mouth was ulcerated. Like I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink. It was just horrific. It was just before I met you. It was like the weekend before I met you. And I remember this lady coming up to me and she said, you've got something you need to tell somebody. You're not speaking your truth. And I was like, what? Don't be so silly. And she was adamant. And then when I started to think about it, there was something I needed to say to somebody. And once I'd done that, they completely cleared. So is it quite normal that you can get actual symptoms? I mean, I can't imagine what you would get in your third eye, maybe a headache or but
no, absolutely. It's completely normal. It's a very annoying thing because if I had, all the money in the world, I'd put research into proving, scientifically data proving how energy affects us and our health and stuff, and trying to get that, known so that more people can believe it. Because although energetic intelligence is starting to become more known and people are being open to it, there are obviously so many skeptics out there, and it really does affect you. You do manifest physical illnesses and symptoms from energetic blocks. So your energetic block on your throat was not speaking your truth to whoever you needed to, and it obviously been going on for a long enough time that eventually your body's like, sorry, you really need to take notice of this. So our body, I say this with stress in terms of when we manifest like stomach problems and headaches and stress and stuff, our body's wiser than our minds, and it tells you what your energy is doing at the same time. So it's really important to sort of be in tune with it.
Yeah, I really was like, wow, like the thought that how intelligent your body really is and what it can put up with, but then sort of almost say to you, I'm done with this now. And this lady said to me, disease is dis-ease. And that made me focus on that from that moment on, because now if there's something going on with me, I'm like, okay, so it's not that there's and this is going to sound really weird, it's not that there's an actual stomach ache, it's my body saying there's some dis-ease here. And I you then focus on whatever chakra that is. Like yesterday, my knee, for some bizarre reason, just started hurting. And I'm sitting there thinking, right, I think I took it a little step too far. I'm like, what is this? My knee's not on a chakra. Why is it hurting? But, obviously it was something to do with my root, I would imagine. But yeah, disease is dis-ease. And I love that saying. And I just think, your body can heal itself.
You can. And if you want to know the exact meanings of all the different ailments, so to speak, Louise Hay wrote an amazing book called You Can Heal Your Life. And that literally goes into a lot of different illnesses, diseases, little things that we get, and she explained in there, what those different meanings mean. And actually, fascinatingly, I got corona, but I got secondary pneumonia. And a woman I work with in LA was like, have you looked up what pneumonia is? Do you know in the ancient Chinese energy, and also in Louise's book and stuff, she was like, it's largely associated the lungs with grief. And I'd obviously had only lost my dad a year ago. Less than a year ago then. It was like 9 months before then. It was obviously my body was the last thing to process that, because it had been storing it. So it is really, really fascinating.
Made me go all goosebumpy there. Because actually, the second time I saw you was when you just had it, hadn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, was that? No.
No, wait, the second time you'd seen me, as in?
At the Brown Builders Club. No, I think it was after that, wasn't it? Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So that was your body then processing all of the stuff.
Letting that, exactly.
Oh, that's so interesting. I could literally talk about this stuff all evening. I really could. I find it so fascinating. I am going to go and get that book.
Yeah, do. It's really great. It really is.
Okay. Right. A little great session. Well, it's not a little session. It's like 41 minutes that we've kept you, Alice. Thank you so much. And for giving us the entire or some of the content of your brain. I love listening to you. You're always great to have a conversation with, and everybody, you can see by the comments, everyone's loved having you here as well. So thank you so much for giving up your Friday evening. Are you having wine this evening, or are you going to go and have a nice dinner?
I'm not actually tonight. I'm going to literally cleanse my energy, have a bath and chill, because I've got a friend's birthday lunch tomorrow. So I was like, I'm going to have a night and chill.
Oh, well, enjoy that lunch tomorrow. And I'm going to go and now reinstall my chakras. I've just messed up going the wrong way in my shower with some scrub. So for those of you that are in the Successful Salon Club, I've just started next session's training slides. So I want you to be chucking me your stats, please, of all the things I've asked you to go do. I want those stats flooding in from you all so that I can see where you're all at. There is no hiding from me this month, guys. And for everyone else, I will see you all on Monday, right here in this Facebook group or YouTube or wherever you're watching this from. And I will catch you there at 7 p.m. Alice, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
You're so welcome. It was lovely seeing you.
Oh, I know. I always say we must do this more, and we definitely have to do this more because you've got so much more to give, so much more. So we're definitely going to have to get you back on to check in with us in a little while. We've had the news today that we can now potentially wear goggles. I think the whole of the hairdressing industry are just like, what the hell is going on? We've literally had enough. So I'm sure if they enforce goggles, I don't know whether they're saying under visors. I've not read it yet. I've just heard on the grapevines. I don't know whether it's under visors, goggles, visors and mask or whatever's going on. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stress around that everyone's going to be shifted.
We can do a guided meditation session if you like. Get people calm at the end of the day.
I would love that, because there's actually guided meditations that I listen to on Insight Timer to clear chakra. Amazing. Right, that's our next session. Chakra cleansing guided meditation with Alice Law inside of the Successful Salon Club training room. Right, Guys, go and have an amazing Friday. I wish you all the best weekend. Have a lovely till ringing Saturday, and I will catch you all on Monday. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye. Bye, Alice.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.